Damn it, Bruce.
You're laughing. I got you. I got him to crack. Yes.
Okay, you only got me that one time, but there are other times I'm able to hold it within.
Why don't you crack though? Is it like a pride thing? Are you just like I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot let
it is me, Sean, the Prince of all Saiyans, and I just spit out of my mouth right now because I did a bad pronunciation.
the Prince of all Saiyans. Oh, it's Sean. Kakarot.
Damn that Kakarot.
I have a feeling like you have like a Vince McMahon like motive because Vince McMahon. People don't know this, but actually Vince McMahon could grow out like a full beard, and like he's a constant groomer. He's always shaving. And Paul Heyman actually asked him one time. He said, "Vince, why don't you just let your beard grow out?" He looked at him dead in the eye and said, "I can't let it win."
I can't.
I'm not kidding. He actually said that. He's always in competition, even with his own, I guess, his own genes or his own body parts. He can't let it win.
Well, Vince is stubborn in every way, and I never thought he'd be that stubborn.
I know, but I feel like every time I try to get you to laugh or get you to crack, maybe on the podcast or even when we're just hanging out, I have a feeling like you have that motive, like I can't let him win.
Kinda. It's similar to that little motive, but I guess you can put it in that way.
I can't let him win.
No, I can't. I must stay strong. But but yeah, but before we get this podcast started, I know that I was actually trying to do this recording probably like a few days earlier. Like when Vengeance Day came out, I was trying to record like maybe Monday or Tuesday, but the issue was
Yeah.
here in Texas, we have this big power outage because of a bad I was gonna say winter storm. But it's not winter, it's kind of
Still
winter. I'm
Yeah, spring doesn't officially start till like March. So we're technically still in winter.
Yeah, so when it came to that, I was just saying like we were trying to get this podcast a little earlier, but because something's got in the way, and you even lost power for a little bit of time, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like on for I think what was it?
Tuesday?
It was no, it was the day before. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Yeah, I did lose power. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday, my power came back on. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. And yeah, but the thing is, I didn't have water. My power came back on yesterday. I was able to make me a grilled cheese sandwich. Thank you, God. Thank you once again. And but yeah, my power came back on and everything. The thing is, we didn't have water. So, but now we do have water. Like we had like water, but we didn't have any pressure. You know what I'm saying? It was only like little drops of water. But now it's back on. Thank you, Jesus. And yeah.
You're just saying so many thank yous and so many blessings, but I think I also just want to say that we just want to give our condolences, but also some of our thoughts and prayers go out to pretty much everybody out in Texas who are suffering right now with
Mhm.
this harsh weather, and even some friends I even knew had some power outages.
Yeah.
We didn't have any major issues. We did have some problems with the water, which was still effective, but we're just
Mhm.
saying that hey, for every Texan out there, we're looking out for you. So yeah. NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. Bruce, you want to give your little thoughts on it first? I mean, just your initial thoughts without spoiling anything.
The whole my initial thoughts of the whole show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay, so as usual, this was a banger of a show. Honestly, I can't think of a bad match. Like this every NXT, like you could argue has no bad every NXT pay-per-view, I should say, you could argue has like no bad matches. Same thing with this one. They were on a roll. They killed it. They knocked it out of the park. I love, love, love every single match that was on the card. Just what can I say? It's an NXT pay-per-view. You're in for something special no matter what it is, no matter who's on the card. You're just in for something special.
Kind
It
of like,
was
oh, sorry.
I was saying it was great. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's like when it comes to NXT, you already know my thoughts on how I feel about NXT. And here's some words that I always say about NXT, and it is the good wrestling. And compared to the main roster, this is the good wrestling, which is the good product, the good wrestlers, the good commentary, the good everything. And pretty much, yeah, this entire This entire pay-per-view was just on point. There were no bad matches. And I'm this is just a little tiny spoiler, but I'm just gonna say none of my matches that I ranked in here, because I always keep notes before we do a podcast because I like to look at my notes while we're talking about it and just play it out. But I every rating in this match, none of my matches that I ranked in here is lower than a 9. So that's saying a lot.
I agree. Like none of my matches are below an 8.5. That's still a high number. And I just gotta say, like after so many like main roster pay-per-views that we've had, to me, I don't know if this felt the same way to you, Sean. To me, this felt like a breath of fresh air. Seeing so many matches after matches, banger after banger after banger, like all these matches were awesome. It felt like a breath of fresh air to me, anyways.
Well, if it feels like a fresh of breath air, then let's start off with the very first match, which is actually this is the first ever women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals between Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Now, Bruce, we've been supportive of women's wrestling, and I'm actually just glad that the women finally have the chance to do a Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I never expected them to do something like that, but because we live in a day and age where women's wrestling is being more pushed to push above their limits, this is what we get. So yeah, Bruce, let it. So yeah, Bruce, just take it from here.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I never thought we would get this in a million years. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament is one of my favorite events of the year. I put it right up there with like the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and WrestleMania. I love, love, love the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic matches. And holy moly, dude, yes. Just yes. That's all I could say. Yes. These women knocked it out of the park. They went bell for bell with the elbows. Raquel Gonzalez is a beast. I'm a huge fan. Like, I liked Raquel Gonzalez. This match made me love Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez is a beast. I don't care what anyone says. She is dope. And I'm really, really happy that we got this matchup. I don't remember spot for spot what they did, but all the high spots, and of course Dakota Kai doing a backflip onto, I think, what were the other two women? I forgot.
Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart.
Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Yeah, and kudos to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart because they worked their butts off. I feel like any NXT pay per view or main event, if you want something great, put Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart in there. Oh my goodness, I love them both.
I mean, what we got here on paper was pretty much what we got in real life, because this match, these women did give it their all, and it was such a good start for not just the women's tag team classic, but also just for a good pay per view to start off. And it was actually better than I expected. But the thing was, my money from the very start, I had a prediction that they were going to do something. I didn't know for sure if it was going to be them winning it all, but my money partially was on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez because I knew that they were going to get a push some one way or the other. And I thought that, okay, they're facing Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, and I didn't think that they were going to win because Amber Moon's already been champion. Shotzi Blackheart, she's already been getting some pushes here and there. So I'm thinking, okay, so the odds of them winning, it's probably small. I don't see them winning the tag team classic, but I'm just thankful and glad that Dakota and Raquel get this opportunity, not to just become the first women to win the tag team classic, but just to have their own spotlight.
Yeah, and Raquel Gonzalez, I see a lot of big things for. Dakota Kai is already a star in the making. I see a lot of potential for both her and Raquel, and heck, even Shotzi and Ember. I see a lot of great things going forward for all four women, honestly, because if this match didn't prove to you that these four women are all stars in the making, I don't know what will. Because all four women knocked it out of the park. And like I said, Raquel Gonzalez looked amazing. Raquel Gonzalez was a beast. I loved her in this match.
Yeah, it makes me wonder because now that they're going to be facing Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team championships, but now I'm going to think like who's going to be more dominant? Is it going to be Raquel, which they've been booking up, or is it going to be Nia Jax, who's been usually known as the irresistible force? Because I feel like I want to see those two go at it.
Yeah, and honestly, I really want to see the women's tag team championships on NXT already. We've had them on Raw. We've had them on SmackDown for what, like almost 2 years, I think. We need to have the women's tag team championships on NXT. I want to see Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez just wreak havoc on not just NXT but Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, I want to see the tag team championships in NXT already.
I think the only thing that could get in the way is probably maybe Vince doesn't want to see NXT talents take the titles. But then again, if it was up to Triple H, I'm pretty sure he would put them in a heartbeat. But it just makes me question because I think on March 5th or March 3rd, they're going to challenge each other for the title, which is just the day before my birthday, people. Thank you very much. But
I think it's next week or the week after. I could
no,
be wrong.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Comment down in comment in the comment section below if I'm wrong, and just
Oh,
correct
it's
me.
March 3rd. March 3rd's on a Wednesday.
Oh, told you,
So
told
you
you.
were close.
I was close enough. But
Hey, but comment anyways, because Sean loves to read your comments.
yeah, I'm pretty much in the comment section a lot of times, and I will try to answer back as fast as I can, unless I'm sleeping or something. But
Yeah.
I do want the women's tag team championships on NXT. The issue is I don't know if Vince is gonna go through with it, but we're just gonna have to just wait and see. So for the rating, I'm gonna have to give. Well, I'll just say this: it was better than I expected. I didn't expect any of this to be good, even if I'm supportive of women's wrestling, I just was blown out of the park just from the first match. So yeah, I'm gonna give this rate a 9 out of 10.
I'm on board. I was gonna get yo. I was gonna give it the exact same thing.
Yeah. Oh man, for once,
Yeah, I was thinking about an 8.5, but then looking back, I was like, you know what? These women deserve a lot more than that. And I'm not just saying that just out of a pity. I'm saying that because this match was dope. So 9.
damn, I was close to also putting it 8.5, but I thought they deserved a little better. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
just gonna go with that.
Hey, we on board.
Finally,
Woo!
let's see if we're on board with the second match of the night, and that is the NXT North American Championship on the line with Johnny Gargano defending his North American Championship against Michael J. Fox. I mean, Kushida. Um,
Don't do that to him.
I'm sorry, it's just the way he dresses. It's his ring attire. He looks like Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future.
I don't care. I love Kushida.
I love
Even if he didn't dress like Michael J. Fox, I'd still love him.
I love Kushida. I mean, dude, there's just what he does in the ring in general. I love him. Even when he was signed NXT, I was so psyched for it. And yes, I'm just gonna make fun of just the ring attire, but it's just a laughing gag. That's all. I'm not gonna take it
I know.
seriously.
I know.
But look, Johnny Gargano was able to not just win, but he won clean against
He
Kushida.
broke the curse.
So I was both shocked with this match at the same time. But why should I be talking first? Because where are my manners? Because Bruce, you should be going first.
First of all, Wheels love Johnny. Johnny wins. Johnny wins. Johnny wins. That's a spoiler alert.
Good grief.
uh, yeah, it's a great Johnny Gargano match. It's definitely one of the best ones that we've had. I'm not sure I would put it like in the top 10, but it's still a heck of a match, man. Holy moly, the elbows and everything. Kushida was a madman in that ring, trying to get Johnny to tap out and everything, and trying to put him in the hoverboard lock, which was dope. And that surprise ending, because I thought that, okay, I thought Johnny was going to lose. I've been wanting Kushida to be either a North American championship or, if possible, an NXT championship. I believe in Kushida. I love in Kushida. I love Kushida. I don't care what anyone says. But holy moly, man, Johnny broke the curse. He broke the curse. He did it. He won. I'm mad at him for doing that, and I know you're gonna be like, "Oh, but you're just mad because he's a bad guy." I love Johnny Gargano, but the thing is, I love Kushida just a slight bit more, and I want to see him pushed, and I want to see what they're gonna do with him. But yeah, but either way, I'm very happy with this match, and you might be a little mad at me, Sean, but I am gonna give this one an 8.5.
Oh,
I love,
oh,
I love this match.
oh! You just want to get me all hyped up, don't you? An
I love this.
8.5 out of
Yes.
10. 8.5 out of a 10. And you're telling me a dream match
Hey,
like this, which they
hey,
said
hey.
in NXT. No, 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 no. I ain't letting you talk right now. You had your moment of talking right now, mister. But look, you just put an 8.5 out of 10 for Kushida versus Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Takeover. Johnny Champion. Johnny, what's his face? I don't care. It is Johnny.
Wheels love Johnny. Johnny wins.
What she said.
What?
Why would you put it that low? But then again, I gotta be calm. It's your opinion, and I just gotta go. I gotta go with it. But there is one thing you were right. It's not better than some of the other takeover matches that Johnny's faced. It's not better than Johnny versus Tommaso Ciampa. It's not better than Johnny versus Adam Cole. It's not.
Or Andrade C and
It's
Almas.
nowhere near that. But was it still a hell of a good match? Hell yes,
Yes.
because
It's
this
still a great match.
I don't know how Kushida does it in those Michael J. Fox pants, but he is able to just get very technical, and he even did some hell moves. I never thought that could have been possible. But
Hmm.
there was at one point he did a flip with Johnny, and right when they flipped off the turnbuckle, he instantly put him in an arm lock, and I thought like
That's right.
how did he do that? And I'm like this guy's magic, but
Yeah, he's the submission specialist, man. Just oh my goodness. I don't know how like it's that Japanese style of pro wrestling that with like that locks in with like submissions and like hard hits and it's just I love it. I can't describe it, but it's just amazing.
well. It was very technical at the beginning, like, they were, like, doing hands-on, trying to cover each other and not really
Yeah,
try to do high but it then eventually it got to high flying and it got to into like, some suicide dives, a lot of kicks, and a lot of arm bars, which Johnny once again, did a tremendous job at selling the broken arm, but I didn't see this part of NXT, but Austin Theory just disappeared out of nowhere. Did they ever explain that in NXT, why that happened?
no, I don't. I actually forgot that he got kidnapped. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Dexter Loomis took him. I don't know what's going on, honestly. Who knows? Maybe he got kidnapped by Xia Li and whoever it is that's mind controlling her, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, there's that. That's something else that I got to give praise to Johnny Gargano versus Kushida. Like, there was like almost like mat wrestling in the beginning, like amateur wrestling.
It really was.
And I really like that. That was dope. I enjoyed that. I love mat wrestling in wrestling matches.
And I'm just thankful that I said this already in the beginning, but yes, I'm just thankful that we have a heel wrestler that won clean. He didn't even cheat one time in this match.
Hmm. He finally won clean without the help of his wife and
Pretty much as goons.
yeah, his little stooges. Yeah,
But this was a dream match. It did. I mean, was this match of the night? I would not. I oh man, you got me thinking. But I'm going to come back to that later. But as of now, this was a dream match. It was a great match. But you gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10.
that's fair. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, part of that is because I know how much you love Johnny Gargano, and I
True.
know how much that he is one of your favorite wrestlers of all time, and how much of magic that he captures you.
I
I
wouldn't.
would even go as to far as to say that he's better than your childhood hero, John Cena.
I mean, John Cena, he was every kid's childhood hero, but that's a whole different story. I could get into that.
I was hoping you'd say, "How dare you insult John Cena? He's got muscles like this."
No, because I know how John Cena is with the community and how much people love him or they hate him, but that's a whole different
I
story.
love him. I don't. I used to despise John Cena. I love him now. I don't care what anyone says. John Cena won me over as I got older. I never thought that I would say that. Now I consider him one of the greatest of all time.
I think he's one of the greatest of all time, but right now we're not here to talk about past wrestling. We're just here to talk about the modern day wrestling. Okay, we gave pretty much our rating. So now on to the third match of the night, and it is the men's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Final. I do not know any of these wrestlers besides whoever is. I think it's I'll mention it later, but it is SMK. I mean MSK, my bad, forgive me on that, versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. And Bruce, you can have most of the spotlight here because I don't know most of these wrestlers.
I don't know either. Grizzled Young Veterans, they're from NXT UK. They're a fantastic tag team. I've seen some of their stuff. MSK is a relatively new tag team that we don't really know about. They came from rough beginnings. So there's like that sympathy for like the babyface, hearing where they came from, how they grew up. I believe one of their fathers passed away. One of the guys, their dad passed away, which that really impacted them. And these guys, MSK, I don't really know who they are, but they won me over. This match made me an MSK fan. Like I haven't had like such clamor for a tag team in a long time, Sean. I love Undisputed Era. I love, all the tag teams that we've had that have come and gone, but I haven't had this much fun watching a tag team match since, and like this much clamor for like a babyface tag team match since DIY and American Alpha.
That's the last
That
time that's the last time you actually think that's when we had fresh new faces for tag team.
not just fresh new faces, but just like that spark, I guess you could say, like that spark, like that clamor that you want to see, like these, white meat baby faces, and you want to see these guys win and everything. Just, I can't really describe it, but it just, like, I saw it in these guys, and these guys won me over, not just with just the spots, but with their technical wrestling, their maneuverability, everything that they did. The fact that they are just genuinely funny. I saw them this past week on NXT. They are genuinely hilarious guys. And yeah, and I want to see more from them. And I really like that the fact that they played, even though they're called the Grizzled young veterans, I really liked how they played like the heel, like the veteran heels versus the fresh new baby faces. I really like that, and how they're trying to like bog these guys down and be like, hey, we're the experienced tag team here. We know what it's like. You have no idea. We're gonna beat you guys into the ground and show you guys why we're the best. And to see that backfire on them, and to see the emotion at the end when they finally won the Dusty Rhodes the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic trophy. Oh my goodness. Like I felt for these guys. I was like, dude, yes. Like it was almost as magical as when like DIY won the NXT Tag Team Championships. Even though they didn't keep it for long, there was just something magical about that night, and this was magic. So I
Well,
loved it. I'm gonna give this one. Well, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. You had it going, and I interrupted you by accident, so sorry about that.
No, you're good. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 5.
Oh,
I loved it.
out of 5, I mean, so you're saying it's
A 9.5 out of 10.
I was like, I'm like, you could do something like 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, but it was just so damn good. It was 9 out of 5. I was like, how does that
Sure,
happen?
that one too. It broke the scale.
It broke the Dave Meltzer score. Okay, I just looked up the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic finals and the whole brackets, and I just noticed that the Grizzled Young Veterans, the only wrestler that I noticed who I recognize is Zach Gibson from NXT UK, and the only achievement that he did was become the inaugural NXT UK Tag Team Championships, which
Yeah,
not bad. And also, I've actually heard of him before, and he's got a lot of talent, but
but
I
yeah,
I can see why they call themselves the Grizzled Young Veterans.
yeah.
But with
They had the skills to back it up, Sean. Like, they don't call themselves grizzled young veterans like just because they want to. No, they legit got the skills to back it up.
Well, as of right now, I just saw that MSK is the team of Nash Carter and Wes Lee, and I'll give it to it. MSK surprised me, and
Mm.
I'm basically like that guy who is kind of like at a talent show. You see fresh new faces, you don't know what to expect, and I'm like that judge. I'm like, okay, kid, let's see what you got, and
Yeah,
and that's what pretty much happened. And MSK, they surprised me.
Would you go so far to say that they won you over and you're officially a fan of them, or you're just kind of treading water?
I would go with treading water. I'm not officially a fan of them because originally I thought the ones who were going to win the tag team classic was going to be Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. That was my pick.
No way.
I was actually going for them, but no, they lost to Grizzled Young Veterans. But I
Of
mean,
course.
they made it far, but that's a whole different story. But in this match, they did not just like go easy on it with fresh new faces. They actually made one hell of a fight. Like they made sure that you got your money's worth, and that was just pretty much all I can just say. So yeah, for this score, I'm gonna have to give it not as high as you. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
That's fine. Hey, if anything, like this match gave me a new favorite tag team on NXT. This match, made me fans of two guys who I had no idea of, and that's impressive. If two guys who are fresh new baby faces who I had no idea of, and the fact that they not only knocked it out of the park, but achieved their goals and dreams and won a very prestigious trophy that's that's very
Sacred.
symbolic of, huh?
Oh no, I was gonna say sacred or symbolic, but you pretty much just said it already.
Yeah, it's very symbolic of not just tag team wrestling, but of also a part of NXT history. So the fact that they accomplished all that and did all that in one night, that's amazing. And they made a banger of a match. Like, you can't go wrong with these guys.
You actually can't. So kudos to them, and I had to just give my congrats. And I may not be a fan of MSK, but I am looking forward to see what is to come for them in the future. So next is our fourth match of the night is the NXT Women's Championship as Io Shirai defends her title against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. And this triple threat match was actually the shortest match of the night. It was only 12 minutes, and I'm gonna talk less right now because Bruce, give your thoughts.
Yeah, so this match was pretty short, but I liked it. It was fine for what it is. Hey, trust me, a 10-minute match is hard enough to work as it is. Heck, a 5-minute match is hard to work. And the fact that these women, were able to do so much in just 12 minutes, that's pretty impressive. I don't exactly remember all the spots that they did. Um,
I think we can all remember that table collapse botch.
oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was unintentional, but it happens all the time. I mean, you remember when Triple H was trying to pedigree, I think, was it Kurt Angle, and
It
then
was Kurt Angle.
yeah, and then the table collapsed, and then it was like, come on. So botches happen. That's easily forgivable. Be it as it may, Io Shirai jumping off of that little tower thing that they got and jumping on both of them, I was like, holy moly.
I feel like that was
And
improvised. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think that was completely improvised. And basically, it was supposed to be an excuse for the table collapse botch.
and it worked.
It did.
That was pretty good. I guess you could call it physical libbing because they're not ad libbing. They can't talk, but yeah, I guess you could call it fizz lib. I don't know. But yeah, it was pretty darn good. So I'm gonna give this match. What would you get? First of all, I want to hear your thoughts first, Sean, before I give it my rating.
Well, besides the botch and the match being quicker than expected, I had a feeling that Tony was gonna win this one because I've seen it on
Yeah.
social media because they've been kind of building up Tony for quite a while. I knew that there was no chance that Mercedes was gonna win because they haven't done anything with her. But Tony has been the only threat to Io Shirai's title reign, and had a feeling that heck she was even the NXT Women's UK Championship, and now that here she is trying to go after the NXT championship. But I had a feeling that Io's title reign was going to come to an end because she's had that title for quite a while, and I was like thinking like, okay, if there's anyone that Io's going to lose to, who is the next good person that is worthy of that title? I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's probably Tony because thinking it's Tony time, and she looks like she can be the face of the women's division, and looks like she could hand it over to her, but no. On second thought, they just decided to show that Io is still strong enough Although I was not initially upset, but I was like thinking, huh. So I'm like, if it's not Tony, then who else is gonna be? But maybe only time will tell. Maybe this is not gonna be the first time that they're gonna go head to head. But what this match did prove is it still shows how talented Io Shirai is and how what she's capable of and
Mhm.
how much of a risk taker she is. And for that, I still think that she was the best wrestler of the entire match. So I'm not entirely disappointed that Io retained it because, in a way, she still deserved it. So for this match, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm on board. I was gonna give it the exact same thing. Uh, the thing is, I love Io, but I was kind of hoping to see someone like I like Mercedes Martinez. She is talented, very underrated talent. Toni Storm is amazing. A lot of people have been comparing her as a female Shawn Michaels, which I can kind of see that. But yeah, I was kind of hoping Tony or would take it home. Uh, because I love Io, but I want to see a little. I guess I want to see something more from Io because it feels like they have her come out, cut a promo, do this, and then send her home. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I guess I kind of want to see something a bit more interesting regarding Io Shirai or just with the women's tag team championship in general. But be it as it may, though, all three women knocked it out of the park, and yeah,
So would you say that? So would you say? Are you saying that you're disappointed that Tony didn't win, or are you just like thinking of a
um,
different idea?
I'll be honest with you, I'm slightly disappointed. I like Io, but I'll be honest with you, I'm slightly disappointed that she lost, that Io retained. Not to say that I don't love Io. I love Io. It's just I kind of want to see something new, you know?
I can understand that, and trust me, I wanted the exact same thing, but I guess maybe creative just had a different decision.
And that's not bad either. Creative knows what they're doing in NXT. Yeah, some ideas don't work, others they knock it out of the park. But yeah,
So yeah, we can pretty much just agree that it has the same rate, and we're kind of disappointed, but only just time will tell. So now our final match of the night, the NXT Championship, Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. And Bruce, take it away, my friend.
where do I begin? Wow. Ah, would this be match of the? This is probably match of the night, but I don't know. Gosh, it's so hard because I love this match, man. Dude, just oh my goodness! Like Pete Dunne was amazing in this match. The finger breaking, the fact that he did the thing that Shayna Baszler does, where they put your arm,
Hand down,
they
and then he
stop,
tries to push it the wrong way.
huh?
Like, oh, sorry. I was just trying to help you out, but like the part where he tries to put the hand down and he pushes it in the wrong way to like injure the arm.
Yeah, or like how how like Shayna Baszler does it, like where they put the elbow out and they stomp on it. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like oh my goodness, man, just bout for bout, just bam, just elbows and everything. Just yes, this is a physical match, and I loved it, man. And you want to know what the crazy part is?
What's that?
The main event of NXT was main evented by two guys, basically European guys, because one of them's from England and the other one's from Ireland. And heck, if the main roster with Drew McIntyre being pushed as the top guy doesn't prove to you that guys from Europe and England are getting pushed, I don't know what will. Davey Boy Smith would have been proud of this match. Heck, Davey Boy Smith would have been proud to see Drew McIntyre win a WWE championship, period. This match was awesome, dude. Just, man. Uh,
I was out. I was actually thinking about that because I was like thinking, huh, calm down, Bruce. So, uh,
Anyways,
calm
go
yourself. But I was just gonna say that I noticed that too when I was watching. I was like thinking, huh, the main event is between an Englishman and an Irishman. I'm like thinking, this is actually something I don't know if Vince would have done it because we know how Vince is when it comes to international stars, but This is just something completely new that when we don't see when we see non-Americans in the main event.
Yeah, and like I said, Davey would have been proud of this match. I mean, oh my goodness,
You have no
like
words, don't you?
yeah, it's just if you folks, I'm just gonna say this: if you haven't watched this match, watch it right now. This match was awesome, and hey, Sean, it's only a matter of time before we get because we had Andrade Cien Almas, as champion. It's only a matter of time before we see, I guess, two Hispanic stars start in an NXT main event. That's gonna be great, man.
Only time will tell, and that's if we ever have
Let's-
something like
uh,
that.
yeah, only time will tell. I'm sure it's coming one day, but overall, me describing it can't do it justice. Heck, you describing it wouldn't be able to do it justice. So, gosh, what would I give this match? I guess I'd give it maybe like a 10 out of 10.
Oh, you're actually putting it up high up there, aren't you?
Yeah, I loved it. This is one of the best NXT main events, I should say, that we've had in a long time.
Well, this was a dream match because I've been wanting to see Finn Balor and Pete Dunne go at it because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, look, I've even had images in my head where I want to see this fighter versus this fighter, and to actually see Finn Balor come back to NXT, and now we're actually getting him fighting Pete Dunne because I love Pete Dunne. I don't care if he's a good guy. I don't care if he's a bad guy.
Same.
He's just a terrific talent freak of nature. But
Fan of his since NXT UK when they first started.
oh yeah, I was rooting for that was the reason why I wanted to watch NXT UK because Pete Dunne was there, and
Mm-hmm.
also including Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm. But besides that, I'm just saying, poor Finn Balor's fingers, they got beaten the shit out of,
Ah,
and I felt sorry for him. I was
I
like,
have a feeling like his fingers took more damage than the rest of his body.
I well, like, look, his fingers didn't take as much damage as it did on the main roster,
Oh man.
but I'm just saying, it's just that this match was very slow at first, which I didn't expect. But I keep forgetting that Finn Balor is not a he's not much of a high flying like risk taker. He's more of a more grounded wrestling mat
Mhm.
style wrestler. And
Yeah, he's always been that way. He's the type of guy that he likes to do a slow build up into a big finish.
yeah, and
You
that's
know,
what I noticed. And I keep at first when I was watching, I was like thinking, this is kind of disappointing because I never knew that this was Finn Balor's style. But over time, it actually grew on me, and
yeah,
that was what I liked about it. And I just think that Finn Balor was able to keep up with Pete Dunne, and Pete Dunne was actually selling on the knee injury. I don't know if he injured his knee in real life, but since they haven't said anything, I'm pretty sure that was a work. But he did a good sell on it,
yeah.
and for this match, I don't remember who was the last. I'm gonna look up real quick to see who was the last person he faced at the last NXT takeover he faced.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Carrie. It was. I think it was O'Reilly.
Oh yeah,
Kyle.
Kyle O'Reilly.
I'm right. I'm correct. I believe it was Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, it was Kyle O'Reilly. I'm just gonna say this: I enjoy Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly more than I enjoyed Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne because
That's fair.
that was a brutal match.
That was a great match. It was
But
amazing.
since it's not on the par with that one, I'm going to give this rating. It's still high though. That doesn't mean you should take anything away from it. It's still a great match. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, by the way, Sean, how do you feel about that ending, though?
That ending, oh man, it broke my heart. And
Yeah,
the fact that Adam Cole's super well, first off, it was basically Pete Dunne and his goons coming out to attack Finn Balor after the match. And then you see Undisputed Era come in to help in, but then all of a sudden Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm like thinking, what the fuck? And I'm like,
it's truly the end of an era, and it makes I want to see heel Adam Cole back, but it would be more heartbreaking, I think, if Adam Cole were to team up, I guess, with Pete McAfee, because they have like a good. set of guys. All of them can work.
What's so bad about a computer network? Seriously, is there something wrong about McAfee? Or are we talking about a wrestler?
No, Pete. What's his name? Pat McAfee. My bad.
Oh,
Pat McAfee. That guy.
oh, so this isn't about computers and engineering.
Sean, shush. Anyway. Anyways, but yeah, I think that would be pretty cool because to have a star player like Adam Cole on Pat McAfee's side, holy moly. Wow. That would be heartbreaking. It'd be the end of an era for Undisputed Era, truly an end of an era. I don't it and this is almost as heartbreaking as when DX broke up in the late 90s because Triple H turned heel.
Well,
But yeah,
this is bad to say because I don't want Undisputed Era to go away because
neither do I. They brought us so many years of entertainment.
but I know they say that all good things must come to an end. But and that's part of the wrestling stable. Not every stable lasts forever, and that's just a harsh reality. But I want heel Adam Cole back. I always loved heel Adam
Same.
Cole because babyface Adam Cole I'm all right with, but heel is where it's at. But I'm like, did they?
That's the most entertaining.
But I'm like, did they have to get rid of Undisputed Era? That's just. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Triple H knows it's heartbreaking to get rid of something that was created by NXT, but
Mhm.
it's probably what he'll say is probably best for business.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, they've pushed Undisputed Era to the moon and back, man. They've at one point in time, all four of them had all the tag team titles in the men's division.
They they
Would
did.
have been great to see it flip flopped around. It would have been great to see it flip flopped around. To see a different set, like to have, I guess, Roderick Strong and maybe Adam Cole be tag team champions, and then Kyle O'Reilly be NXT champion, and maybe Bobby Fish be the North American champion. It would have been cool to see the titles being flip flopped around with the guys, but for all their hard work, all the great matches and War Games matches that they gave us, the fact that they were entertaining and always gave us banger after banger after banger, you know, these guys did everything that, we could ever see them do. Heck, Adam Cole was the longest reigning and still to this day is the longest reigning NXT champion in history.
Can't forget about that.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody is ever going to come close to that.
Oh,
I but yeah.
I mean, we just gotta wait and see because records are made to be broken.
Sure, 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 sure.
But I mean, as of right now, as we're speaking, Adam Cole is reigning high supreme.
Yep. And his merch is still selling off the roofs. And I still got to get me an Adam Cole shirt. And Sean, would you be mad if I actually do want to see him team up with Pat McAfee just because I think that'd be an interesting story?
No, 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 no. I think that could be an interesting story. That's actually gonna be one of the creative decisions where I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Yeah, I think it'd be an awesome story. But yeah, it's still sad, but every stable and every tag team couldn't stay together forever. Even my favorite tag team of all time, the Hardy Boys, even they couldn't stay together forever.
No, but it's kind of like the circle of life. It starts and then it ends, and then who knows? Maybe it'll come back again one day in the future.
The great circle of life, Simba.
Oh my god.
Or I should say this: Adam Cole super kicked Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly in the face. Rafiki's reaction: "It doesn't matter. It's in the past." I had to.
It doesn't matter. I can't. I can't with you right now, but that's gonna have to do it for NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. Thank you guys
And
so much.
remember, it
Huh?
doesn't matter. It's in the past.
When somebody subscribes to this channel, it doesn't matter. It's in the past. Man, but that's gonna have to do it for NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. I know Bruce is trying his
Guys,
best. to make me laugh my ass off because that's all he always does. He always tries to put a smile on my face, and that's what he tries to do with
Mhm.
everyone else. But thank you guys.
And I got him cracked twice, so that's awesome.
Yeah, we get it. But thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. If you like what you see here,
Thank
please
you.
give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe here to the channel for more content. And until then, well, we'll see you in the next wrestling podcast. Bye.
Arigato gozaimasu.